Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some real life examples and just talking about how you can actually get into crafting, whether you are brand new to gold making, or let's say you were a gold farmer who's trying to transition into crafting. But I just wanted to show you some real world techniques that I personally have been doing on my other servers, which I have just kind of established and gained some income with. So hopefully this guide can give you a little bit clearer idea and some examples. Now, of course, I will be talking about the NA market, and this technique is done on a very full high pop server. So if you're not on a high pop or full pop server, or you're in the EU and honestly anywhere besides this server in NA, there's possibly a chance that either these professions that I'm talking about are not worth it, or let's say your prices are inflated, or you don't have this much competition versus buyers. There's so many variables in this, so of course you do have to take this with a grain of salt, but hopefully this does give you at least a few ideas and show you that it is possible. Now in the background you will see me, I have just recorded this segment. This segment is not currently at the moment, and this segment is basically me just restocking my enchanting, which I'm about to talk about in just a second. So without further ado, we're going to get right into this video. So currently I am kind of expanding onto multiple realms to start gold making, and every time I do an expansion, I am basically starting from scratch. Generally, I am, let's say, taking a level 50, transferring it over to this new realm, possibly with 1,000,000 gold, some legendaries, and stuff like that. Now, of course, not everybody will have this criteria, but these methods that I'm doing, it does not matter how much gold you have, and it does not matter about legendaries at all. Currently, you can see me restocking enchants, which is a profession I do want to talk about. The reason why is enchants kind of put a lot of people off since you do have to physically craft them yourself. As you can see, I am either like scrolling my mouse wheel or actively clicking the crafting button in order to craft all of these enchants. But that's only going to cost me about 12 minutes of restocking, and it's going to make me about 30,000 gold once it all sells. So of course, it's not as nice as crafting a ton of drums, leaving your computer, coming back in 12 minutes. You do have to actively click that, but if you come from a farming background, 12 minutes for 30k for materials, something to sell on the auction house, you probably cannot beat that. Also, talking about enchanting, it is a profession which all you have to do is level up. Generally, it is very cheap to level, and that is all I'm selling. I am using my personal profile, which is available in my Discord. If you guys want to use the exact same thing as me, I have only adjusted the amount that I craft from 20 to 60 to save myself from restocking a ton. But now we're going to go into real time and kind of show you guys exactly how my sales have been doing and, your kind of first steps in this process. So first of all, as you guys can see, if I open up my mailbox, I have about 500k in my mailbox from yesterday and this morning. Currently, it's about 3 p.m. on a Monday, so all of these sales are from last night from like maybe 8 p.m. all the way until right now. Now, I will say I do sell legendaries or a few legendaries on this server, which you can see in this mailbox. However, we will loot these and kind of leave the rest be. So I'm going to loot these. There we go. So we have looted all the legendaries, and as you can see, we're left with 86,000 gold. Now, 86,000 gold is, of course, not a lot of gold for, having 450k in the mailbox, but 86k for simply selling enchants and novice gear and a few drums is a huge accomplishment for overnight sales. Now, once again, this server is a very full pop server, and I did have some initial income coming onto this server, but the amount of sales, everything, is just strictly from crafting and selling on the auction house. Now currently, as you can see, I have quite a ton of sales, and I have just been talking throughout this video, and I haven't actively been cancel scanning. All of these, 87 gear, these are the novice gear that you were seeing. This was strictly posted, I posted this up once for 24 hours and people will buy it and it will sell. So this is something that doesn't require cancel scanning. Now I do cancel everything else. For example, if we want to run a cancel scan, which this is normally what I do throughout the nights during like very high hours, whenever, 8 p.m., whenever people are getting on to raid or whatever, I do run cancel scans and it's really just this simple. I don't worry about doing it with the novice gear since it's just a lot of items to do so. But I sit here and cancel, and then I will repost. And it's really that simple. I will dedicate, 30 minutes to 2 hours doing this, depending on how much time I have. And in the meantime, I will either be watching a show, watching YouTube videos, talking to friends, or simply being on my other account on my main server, which of course, not everybody will have double accounts. But either way, dedicating some time to posting. We will probably see sales, since I am reposting now, we will probably see sales come in, even though it is about 3 p.m., which, it's not very high time. A lot of people are at work or school. But this is just showing you guys that you can simply make a ton of gold with these simple professions. Like I said before, I was selling enchants, which you saw me restocking them at the start of this video, and I will just do that, and I also do novice gear. All of these sales right here, of course, I do have a legendary sale, but all of these are whether they're enchants, drums, and novice gear. So basically, I'm making my gold with enchanting, leatherworking, blacksmithing, and tailoring. So I only have 2 characters. The 3 armor professions, the only thing that I'm selling is that novice gear plus the drums, and then I'm selling enchants. And right there, we also just got another sale because we reposted. So if we do want to loot all of this gold, we can take a look at my ledger. Now I've only been on this server for less than a week. However, this should give you some pretty good results to just show you how much gold I'm making with these professions. If we take a look in revenue for all time, which I have just selected the enchanting group right here. As you can see, all time, which is really only about 5, or you can round up to 6 days ago, I have sold almost 1,000 enchants for 200k. Now, of course, this is not pure profit because there is a crafting cost. So, if you want to take 50% of this or 30% of this, I probably only made about 80 to 100k. But 80 to 100k by simply selling enchants is super nice, especially for 7 days or a week. So if you are starting from absolutely zero, you might not be able to craft as many enchants all at once, but you craft a few, let them sell, restock with what you can, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I also sell novice gear, which if you want to take a look, I have just made a custom group to show you guys. This is all of the novice gear. We have the shrouded cloth, the desolate leather and scale, as well as the ceremonious stuff. So just all the novice gear from all 3 armor professions, not including jewel crafting since I don't have it. And I've also made 100k selling this stuff. And if we look, like I said, my last previous sale was about 6 days ago. So in 6 days, I've also made 108k. And of course, that's not pure profit. However, a lot of that is profit. If you want to take a look, for example, my crafting cost for these items is anywhere between, let's say, 50 to, some of this is even like 30 gold, all the way up to, let's say, 100 gold if you're talking about the blue pieces. And so if we look at this, all of this gear right here is, between 30 to 50 gold crafting cost, and we're selling it for almost 500 gold a piece. So the profit margins on these items is a lot higher, and we're probably seeing, 70 to even 80k profit off of these items. And like I told you before, I only post this once a day. In the morning, I log on, post it for 24 hours, leave it be, and do it, once again the next day. So I do not actively cancel scan this, and so simply these are just kind of passive sales that come in throughout the day. Also, recently, I have started to sell drums, since you just learned that whenever you level up Leatherworking, get that novice gear, you also get these drums. I've only sold it for about 3 days or 2 days, and I've sold about 500 for 82,000 gold. Now, I'm only making about 30 gold profit on these items. So that's only about, 15 to 20k profit on this 82,000 gold total. But in 2 days worth, 30k profit is a very large number for a single item. Also, if I'm just like cancel scanning more or posting more at a time, I run out very often, then it's just a great way to do so. Now, of course, keep in mind I am on a very, very high pop server, so if you are on a medium pop like my main realm that I'm used to, or you're just not on a super high populated one, you definitely will probably not see these volumes in sales, but you can get away with not cancel scanning as often. I am personally very, very into crafting and posting and cancel scanning, so as somebody who enjoys that, I often do it a lot. Now, I cannot say exactly how much time I've spent on cancel scanning since my /played, this is a transferred character, so I'm not able to, figure out exactly how many hours of that was spent on this server. Also, since this is my enchanter, I do craft enchanted, let's say silk or enchanted callus, in order to send over to my legendary crafters, since I also sell legendaries, or I'm starting to sell legendaries on this server. So in terms of like hours played, I'll probably cancel scan an hour to 2 hours a day. Some days, maybe only 30 minutes if I'm not able to get on, but that is basically it. If you want to take my total income, as you can see, of all time, which this backs up to about 6 days ago, I've made about 2 million gold in total sales. Of course, this is not profit, since a lot of this are legendaries, which may only have, 10 to 15k, and then it's all the other items that we talked about as well. So just keep that in mind, but I really wanted to highlight enchanting as well as the novice gear. Taking another look, if I do want to show you my profile, just to show you exactly what I'm doing, this TSM group, once again, is available for free in my Discord. All you have to do is join, get verified, and then you'll feel free to use this. But what I have done is I just select this novice gear, and this enchanting, the only type of change that I've done is gone into the crafting operations for enchants, and have set the max to 60. Instead of 20, I still post 20 at a time on the auction house, but, restocking 60 just means I don't have to restock as often, I just do it more in full. So that's the only change that I have done to this group, and all I have to do is click restock right there. And as you can see, I have 50 items that I need to restock, and it's going to cost me about a minute and a half of work. Of course, I do have to log on to these other characters, so, rounding up by a 10, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, for about 17 or 16k profit. Now, as you guys can see, I still have some more enchants, which I have sold just through like talking and kind of recording the past segment that you saw at the start of this video. And also, I have a ton of the novice gear sold as well. So I craft 5 of the green gear and 1 of the blue. So as you can see, I have overnight basically ran out of capes altogether. I've almost run out of some of the leather stuff and very close. As you can see, I need to restock like 3 of each. And I haven't really sold a ton of blacksmithing stuff, but that's okay. Blacksmithing hasn't been the best. But yeah, guys, that's what I do. All I have to do now is go under Gathering, select, let's say, Alt Sense, which is this character. All I have to do is make 3 novice marks and go and craft this blacksmithing gear. And for my other character, I have to make 34 marks, craft all of this gear, and then I can just send it over. Right here, right now, I have enough resources since I've kind of overstocked on these items. Since they were very cheap, I can just go here and basically craft the enchants that I'm missing. But this is what I do in order to gain income on my new servers. I invest all of this gold back into legendaries since I'm not currently finished leveling them. So most of this gold, most of this profit just goes strictly back into leveling. But if you guys, have a ton of professions set up, or you can have professions, invest this into leveling tailoring. Invest this into leveling alchemy, level up cooking, all of this to get into more markets, because as soon as you get into more markets, then you have a likelier chance of getting sales. So I hope this gives you a little bit more idea of kind of how to start your crafting routines. Now, of course, enchanting may not always be super good or viable on your server, so if enchanting's not, maybe strictly stick with the novice gear and try alchemy and try to sell potions instead. If that's not good, try to get into cooking. That's not good, inscription, so on and so forth. And then if you do have access to reputation, you can get into the other crafters marks, sell the novice gear as well as the mark 3s in the chained isle, so on and so forth, and you will build up your market. Now, I will say do not be discouraged if you are on a lower pop server, or even just a lower, high populated server, just because you might not be getting as many sales due to your population. So of course, there are benefits to that. There are also bad things about that. You don't have as many buyers, but you also don't have as much competition. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Of course, this is just one way to do it. You do not have to do this. Not everything will perform as well on all servers, but this should just give you some ideas and show you exactly what I would do. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video or if it's helped you out. Also, if you're somebody who has, started gold making and have kind of gotten the hang of it, leaving any tips that some of the beginners might need would be awesome as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely check out the Discord if you want to join the community down below. And of course, have a good day.